We shall propose further cooperative efforts between all the nations in weather prediction and eventually in weather control.
We can control our weather.
Carbon clouds tested under a variety of at-sea conditions using assets from the U.S. Army, Navy, and Air Force. These man-made clouds are part of a layered defense and are capable of preventing a missile from detecting and striking its target.
We've had a lot of cases where we were seeding storms that had no business being seeded. We were just kind of throwing darts, and we were seeing responses in some of those. So we are learning that maybe there's more opportunity with some of these. Maybe we don't even need to have a rain cloud. We could go work cumulocongested clouds that aren't really precipitating yet. And
Hello everybody, and welcome into the Fallout Shelter. I hope you are having a wonderful morning, evening, night, afternoon, late night, whatever the case may be. To my friends on the East Coast, yeah, it's probably a little late for you guys. To my friends in the Central Time Zone, welcome to, I don't know, after hours. And to my friends on the West Coast, hey, it's just about probably prime time for you guys. Welcome everybody. Hello, Jay Hart, Repent or Perish, Contrite One, T. Luke, Barb in Ohio, and one Wascally Wabbit. Hello in, welcome in. Love you guys, glad you're here. I'm gonna do this first part pretty quick. What I really was doing was making a video, and I figured the easiest way to do it was to just do a live stream. So I'm going to jump right in and start sharing the screen as soon as I get this up and just do the video, and then I'll just chat and talk and go over some other things that I got going on. But first I want to make this little video right here, and yeah, we'll start right here. Let me get the screen changed, and we will start with MSN from today. Actually talking about some geoengineering here, and that should get us going. Okay everybody, and I'm actually I think I'm gonna cover that completely up for right now, and I'll come back to you guys after we finish making this video right here. I think I'm going to probably do this right here too. This is from 12 hours ago by Corbin Hire. The White House cautiously opens the door to study blocking the sun's rays to slow global warming. Now, this is just 12 hours ago, but it's actually been in the mainstream for a while, and even in the government for a while. But this is one of those deals where the right-wingers were the ones actually done it before, so they'll never speak of it, and they have to be able to say that they put it in motion. And anyway, we're going to go over that in a few minutes, but this is what came out today. The White House offered measured support for the idea of studying how to block sunlight from hitting Earth's surface as a way to limit global warming, in a congressionally mandated report that could help bring efforts once confined to science fiction to the realm of legitimate debate. Well, Congress already has made a huge impact on the study of this, and I will prove that here in just a few minutes, and it's been going on for years. The controversial concept known as solar radiation modification is a potentially effective response to fighting climate change, but one that could have unknown side effects stemming from altering the chemical makeup of the atmosphere. Some time to say. Really, well, as most of us know, all you have to do is look up, and then look at just the residues that you can find on their maps and their radars of finding what's actually going in the air, the pollutions from the jet engines, the pollutions from the ships. I'm not even going to use their terms. I'll just use the terms that the real world. I hate to have to say it that way, but that is the way it is. We're the crazies. They're the real world. I live that way, and I'm good with it. So take that for what you want. In the real world, I use the terms like pollution because that's exactly what they are. Call them contrails, call them chemtrails, call them ship tracks, call it bunker fuel, call it heavy oil fuel, call it whatever you want. It all turns into the word pollution, and it turns into things that are allowed to get into the atmosphere, and it makes it much easier to manipulate the weather and to use those for geoengineering purposes. And NASA has done so much studying on that we know for a fact it's the exact same thing that the studying of what comes out of the airplanes. They're studying the exact same thing that comes out of the volcanoes, and they're not even quiet about it, but nobody will just look for it. Anyway, the White House report released late Friday indicates that Biden administration is open to studying the possibility that altering sunlight might quickly cool the planet. But it added a degree of skepticism by noting that Congress has ordered the review and the administration said it does not signal any new policy decisions related to a process that is sometimes referred to or derided as geoengineering. Excuse me. My water at. Sorry about that, everybody. A program of, and this is also their way of introducing it into the real mainstream media, because this is on MSN, and the people who do actually take the time to read MSN, they're going to start to see this. So that once they do start to look up, they're not going to realize this has been going on for 20 years or 30 years. They're still going to buy into the fact that we were all conspiracy theorists and nut jobs, because the news came out and told us exactly what they were doing when they started doing it. And how are we not to believe that? I mean, they told us right there in the news. I mean, the TV said it. The internet said it right there. See, MSN, a trusted World Economic Forum news source. Oh, sorry for my skepticism of all that. I'm not really sorry, not sorry. A program of research into the scientific and social implications of solar radiation modification would enable better informed decisions about the potential risks and benefits of SRM as a component of climate policy alongside the foundational elements of greenhouse gas emissions, mitigation, and adaptation. SRM offers a possibility of cooling the blah, blah, blah. Y'all, we've heard all this before. You've listened to Jim, you've listened to Dane, you've listened to Mike. You've heard all of this part. The fact is, this is on MSN. Now, let's see, where else do we have it? Oh, we have it at CNBC. Now, I find that interesting, and I will explain why I find that interesting. White House releases report on reflecting sunlight to cool the earth. No formal study planned now. CNBC is the business branch of NBC News, where they talk about business things, trading, financial markets, blah, 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 blah. And this is, even though this is basically the same article that we just read, it has a risk versus risk. And you're like, huh? Wait a minute. I thought it was always risk versus reward. At this point, it's like, listen, for decades, solar radiation modification has been relegated to the realm of science fiction. But as the effects of climate change have become more obvious and dangerous, some argue that climate intervention may be less dangerous than the global warming that would happen without them. Risk versus risk. Look, guys, this is all about eventually putting that little carbon tax on you, and it's about putting that into a CBDC, into a digital identity, into a world digital identity, kept in that whole little system right there, so that nothing you can do. There will be no tooth fairy handing out money to the grandchildren. There will be no cash and cards anymore. Anything that is handed to anyone or paid to anyone will be, the transaction will be ledgered, and it will be accrued for tax purposes, and it will all be done. It'll be managed by your bank, the Federal Reserve Bank, and the World Banks, and eventually the Bank of International Settlements. So anyway, it does get down here and talks about stratospheric aerosol injection is releasing particles of sulfur dioxide or another substance into the upper atmosphere to reflect sunlight away from Earth. Marine cloud brightening is meant to improve the reflectivity of certain clouds by injecting sea salt or through other methods. And I have watched Jim Lee and Mike Morales show the marine cloud brightening videos over and over and over. So that's not even fragmented research into this. No, it's not. It's not fragmented research. They are doing the science. They're doing it around the world, and they're doing it openly. Stratospheric aerosol injections have been studied greatly by NASA. They have an airplane that's built to fly in them and to study them. Now, these articles, one was from 12 hours ago. This one says June 30th, 3:06 p.m. This article is from Science. This article came out the 23rd of January, 2020. It is 3 years and 5 months old, roughly. So right at 3.5 years old. It says in Boulder, Colorado, the top climate scientists for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration said he has received $4 million from Congress and permission from his agency to study 2 emergency and controversial methods to cool the earth if the U.S. and other nations fail to reduce global greenhouse emissions. Congress. David Fye, director of the Chemical Sciences Division of NOAA's Earth System Research Laboratory, who's doing, what was the term? Let's go back and see if we can find it real quick. What's the word? Science fiction, fragmented research for Congress. David Fye, Director of Chemical Sciences, NOAA's Earth System Research Laboratory. I have all of these articles linked in the description. You can go read the whole article there. I'm not going to read this whole thing. Geoengineering is this tangled ball of issues, and science is only one of them, he said. So yeah, anyway, this is from 2020. He said other aerosols such as calcite or titania might have less impact, but nobody knows. We want to look at them in the laboratory, blah, blah, blah. Several smaller nations have complained that the use of aircraft to inject aerosols into the atmosphere might alter... That's because they know it's happening. That's why they're complaining about it. And then you don't hear anything about it because, like I've said before, we are locked into a box on this internet thing here because the algorithms from YouTube to Twitter to everywhere else, it doesn't matter what you do. Once you get so many things that you watch or you like or that you've read or the articles, it all puts you in basically what would be this little avatar, or if you were involved in witchcraft, it'd be a voodoo doll. Really not much of a difference. And that avatar, and it knows more about you than you do, and it's able to create this box for you. And out of this whole big world of internet, even when we think we're doing a lot in our branch here of truthers and whatever, we're still really down here in a really small corner and portion of it when you look at the numbers that make it to any, and I don't even claim myself, I'm talking about the big guys, the guys that are really getting, they're popular in our culture. If you really do percentages, it's horrible. Anyway, last thing to show you, this is House Resolution 1158. Let me remember page 17. Okay, Division, Commerce, Justice, Science, and Related Agencies Appropriations Act 2020. That's what I'm fixing to read to you from. This is from Congress. This is about budgeting. The National Climate Assessment. This agreement provides no less than $3 million for the NCA. Earth's radiation budget. In lieu of House language regarding Earth's radiation budget, the agreement provides no less than $4 million for modeling assessments. No less than, so we don't really know if they got more than that or not. For modeling assessments and as possible initial observations and monitoring of stratospheric conditions and the Earth's radiation budget, including the impact of the introduction of material into the stratosphere from changes in natural systems, increased air and space traffic, proposals to inject material to affect climate, and the assessment of solar climate inventions. So anyway, you can go and you read all of this for yourself, and it gives you what other climate money they're giving to do what type of things. But this is the fragmented research that Congress is just now making something about. It's been going on for years, and we've been trying to tell people for years. I did a video on YouTube a long time ago, and that's where this came from then. I had it linked there. It's how it made it easy for you to find it. It was actually called Literal Tax Money to Spray the Sky, and that's what they're doing. So that ends that video, and now I'm going to join chat and maybe look at some other things. I don't really know, but I'm going to set this up so that I'm looking like this, and I can kind of catch up, see what's going on. Come look at the chat. Wow, okay, there's some people over here. All right, J. Hart, Repenter Parish, Contrite, T. Luke, Bargain, Ohio, One Wascally Rabbit, a dog named Boo, Captain Tom, ahoy Captain Tom, Leslie Bolser, One Wascally Wabbit, Tab P, Jay Vela, yes, R.I.P. Mike, my brother, Betty R, Timothy Graff, Rhonda. Good to see you guys. Much love to you all. Steve Ladner. Children riding in a toy car with a steering wheel that goes round and round thinking they're driving. Check this out, Steve. I have this meme that I use on Twitter a good bit when people start talking about government. It's a guy on a dirt bike has failed, right? He's crashed and the bike is down in front of him, and two guys run out, and one guy's trying to help him up, and one guy is picking the bike up. And the one guy picks the bike up and he revs it, and the bike runs up the ramp, it flips over and it hits the dude and knocks them both down again. You know, they came out there to help the guy and they hit him with his bike again. And that is the meme I use as my representation of government now, all the time. And people are like, that is perfect. And it's the guy grabbing the bike and flipping it back over on the dude. It's whether it's intentional or not is exactly what they do. Oh, God, well, I'm glad you said that's right. Let's see. Did I Rhonda, Betty R, Sister Golden Hair, Timothy, Kathleen, Jim Lippy? No, it is not Sunday. It is not Sunday. I got a little extra time and I put this together, and I wanted to go ahead and get that little video there made. And now that people, check this out. Here's what happens. Here's what happens with me sometimes. That is not a microphone I'm talking into. It's my water bottle. Here's what happens with me sometimes. I don't remember. What was I even saying? It's Saturday, Sunday. Look, I had some time and I got this put together. Oh, yeah, I was going to try to make a video, right? Here's what happens. And I was sitting there and I thought, you know what? It's going to be just as quick for me to just click the go live button and then let the video render as it's going to be for me to try to make the video. Then I have to do all the things of uploading the video and all that to make like a 5-minute video. I said, you know what? I can just do the video first. Oh, and I know what else I was going to say happens to me. I get to talking to you guys, and people that don't care about chat, and there's a lot of people out there, I get their comments sometimes, that don't care about chat. They're like, man, you spend way too much time saying hello to the chat. And I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe that's right. So what I've done is I just said hello to one or two, jumped out of the chat, and I did the video. Okay, well, video's over now. Now I'm just chatting with you guys, hanging out, and saying hello, and I don't know what else I may talk about. I might tell y'all what else I have in the queue. Okay, Captain Tom wants me to tell y'all about shirts. I have been working on some shirts today. It'll take me a minute to get that open. I will tell you about the shirts. Oh yeah, Rhonda, that sucks. We will pray for you guys here in a little bit. We will still pray tonight. I'm glad the video got... Well, I knew that was going to go pretty quick, but it would have still took me a lot longer to have made that video. Let's see. I'm going to show y'all my t-shirt store. I don't do a whole lot of selfless promotion, but I have spent most of the day back in here working with it, and now I can't find it, so I guess I'm going to have to get it open again. Let me just get it open again from somewhere. I think y'all can see, oh yeah, y'all are seeing that, so we're good. Well, I will, it's linked, the store is linked in the live stream. I'm going to actually just click that link in the live stream. Yeah, it's in the about section. Oh, I think I seen something about ticks right there, and I have something I want to say about that. I actually know someone at the moment in Mississippi that is suffering from Rocky Mountain spotted fever. 18 years old, very healthy, not vaccinated, and it put him in the hospital. So if you guys be on the lookout for ticks, they're bad this year. There's been a ton of reports of Lyme disease from ticks over the past 2 years. Numbers are off the charts. And look, we know they're sending out genetically modified mosquitoes. There's no doubt there's probably, well, I think all of the first tick-borne things probably come from Plum Island anyway. Back in the day, you know, some of them old school conspiracies where they had crazy things wash up on the shores, but that's neither here nor there. The ticks are bad, and whatever they're carrying, whatever they're doing, they're anyway. This is the first year I've never actually known anyone personally that got Rocky Mountain spotted fever in Mississippi. So now they have. All right, this is the link to. I'm going to leave the chat up. And I'm going to have to remember the way this looks. So, you know what? I can actually check it out. I hadn't done this in a while. I'm just kind of hanging out, chatting with you guys. I got my video done. I ain't had a chance to really do a chat in a while. Oh, y'all guys. Yeah, it was very rare. I see that, Sister Golden Hair. And I have some other little information we might can laugh at or talk about. I want to see something, though. Oh, my volume turned down, Okay, so I kind of see what we got going on here. The link for this is in the description. Anyway, got a couple of new things that I'm working on. Now look, these aren't set in stone. I'm just sharing these with you guys. These are designs that I just worked on today, and I'm not great with this. I'm still having to try to learn. That's probably right, Captain Tom. Golly. Oh yeah. I'm still learning the software, so these may change daily, but I uploaded them to the store today because that's really the only way to get an idea of what they really look like is when, and even though it's computer generated, you get an idea of what the finished product is. So we're going to just go to all products. This is a men's premium shirt, Pure Blood for Life. I have not, Jim, but I looked that up because I've been on. One of the first things that I ever got in trouble for on YouTube was a copyright strike from NPR doing a video on Oxitec mosquitoes and how it went wrong. I had 133 subs, and I think it had been viewed 12 times, and I got a 90-day live stream ban. And I got hit hard to have been a nobody, and that's what I was talking about was the modified mosquitoes, and how instead of killing off the ones they were supposed to, they really just made them more resistant to pesticides and things of that nature. They made them stronger. And what do? Well, this is the same company that has released the ones in Florida and Texas. And if I'm not mistaken, they were planning or have released some in California as well. Or maybe California, one of the only smart things California has done is didn't let it happen. Okay, I kind of got an idea of what y'all can see, so let me do this here. The stream looks good. Okay. Anyway, on the front here, this is a I'm gonna order some of these once I get the logo done like I want it. This is a premium t-shirt. I don't really know what that means yet. I haven't messed with this place in a long time, but let me tell you what I have. I have a standard men's t-shirt. Might be in the dirty clothes. I'll show it to y'all tomorrow maybe. I have a standard men's t-shirt that I bought that had a logo on it that they decided that they wouldn't even make no more, just because of the color and the way it did. It wasn't a good deal for them. So I've had it for 3 years. I've worked in it, and for the amount of wear that I've put on it, it has been a decent shirt, especially when you work outside, 'cause it's kind of lightweight. And I have wore it pretty hard and ran it pretty hard, and it has been a decent shirt. So that's all I can say about that. I'm going to order one of these right here, one of these premium t-shirts, probably next week. I got to get my banking situation straight, and that'll be Wednesday here before we can do it. My bank's closed on Monday and Tuesday. So Wednesday, I hope to order quite a few of these, actually. I want a few of the different ones. So that's the men's, and this is a up close of the new logo in black and white. And I'm working on one in color, but they put my color one under review, and so I don't really know what that means. Then we have just a logo shirt, one-sided. This is the, I don't know, women's premium tee. So there's a lot of different designs. There's a lot of different type of shirts, and I don't know how much. Listen, I don't know how much of it'll stay up here, how much of it I'll keep up here. I still have a couple of the old designs: love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. There's this hat right here. It's got the Pure Blood for Life on the right side, and then it has the logo on the front. There's a lot of stuff available, and I don't know how. I'm still learning all of this. I don't really know where a lot of this comes from or why it's on here. All I did was upload it to some shirts. Anyway, I'm going to get me some of these just to work in, the men's shirt. Get a couple of these. It's got the big logo on the front and the big Pure Blood for Life on the back. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Oh no, T. Luke, they're just this is a site that handles everything. All I have to do is upload the designs to the site and manage the store. You place your order with them. Some of the shirts that have like a design on the back, I think there's an option where you could like actually add your name or something to the front if you want to, but they handle everything in-house. They make it where you don't have to have any out-of-pocket and stuff here, and you can, this is it. You order straight from them, they deliver it straight to you. I just maintain the my part of the internet site in their store, and I have to, and if they look at it and they don't think the designs are up to par, they will turn them down. But what I'm telling y'all is I'm working with these, and this is just what I come up with today. So I'm liable to make changes, and I don't know exactly. I don't foresee it changing in the next day or two, because I need to do more than sit in front of a computer tomorrow. But I still have a couple of the old designs of stuff. I'd rather die a free rebel than live a sheep in tyranny. It's still got the DLive. Oh, my DLive account is still there. I signed into it. I guess I can still stream on DLive if I want to. Anyway, so that's basically what we got going on there. There's just all kind of stuff there. There's doggy bandanas. And there's doggy bandana. And there's some way I can fix some of them where I could put like a logo on this. Anyway, I did spend time today working on all of this. So for those of you guys that were wanting the t-shirts, I did this for you. And very, very, it's very rare that I promote stuff like this. So I'm going to put the link right there, and then I'll jump back to here, and then I'll see what else we're going to do. my shameless plug there for the evening. I just want to. Yeah, there's some on there that just have the logo, things of that nature. There's something about the regular fallout shelter sign, and I'm working to try to find one that I can get onto a shirt. Just trying to use the old signs, they don't come up with a good enough image to translate to a digital image to print to a t-shirt. That's the way it was explained to me. And then if I go to the digital drawn image of the fallout shelter sign, I'm starting to get in. I'll start to get into areas of a trademark with the Fallout gaming series. So I made that black and white one today. I'm trying to come up with something that will be completely new, because they can copyright the term Fallout, but they can't copyright the term Fallout Shelter, and they cannot copyright the images on the Fallout Shelter signs, because number one, they're just geometric patterns, and number two, they are official Department of Defense signs. So there's some fine lines there, and a lot of stuff I've learned about that in ways I really didn't care to learn it. So tomorrow night, I'll give y'all a little heads up, and then I'm gonna call it a night, because I was just trying to make a quick video. I'll give y'all a little sneak peek of what's coming up tomorrow night before we do not the 16-day forecast. Oh, hey guys, while I've got it on my mind, okay, there was a comment on the last live stream. Thomas, love you, brother. I'm not upset. And look, I love you guys, and I appreciate those of you that jump to my rescue. That makes me feel better than you could ever imagine. Anytime you have somebody out there that will stand up for you in any kind of way, it makes your heart know you're doing something right. Okay, so I appreciate that. But I do want to make a quick point. Here at the Fallout Shelter, we are a searcher of truth. Now, I thought I was very, very open and honest. Very, very open and honest about not knowing anything about radars or weather or meteorology or any of that. Like I know absolutely zero. Even was complaining that, it's times like these that really make you wish you had listened to Mike a little bit closer, had learned just a little bit more, instead of just hoo-hawing with everybody in the chat and just knowing that Mike would be there tomorrow, and all you really had to do was know what the weather was going to be, because you take things for granted. Okay, I thought I was very, very honest about that. So when we do the weather tomorrow night, and we look at those radars and we look at those satellites, which I know nothing about, by the way, it is a tribute and a time of remembrance to our friend. Now, over a period of time, if it continues, there will absolutely be things learned, because it's patternistic, and that's just what learning these things are. But don't jump on people when they just make an honest fact, because if there was anything dishonest in his comment, at the end of it he said, "Yeah, you're a pretty good truther," and I was like, you know what? I was good until that. Because listen, I've told y'all get mad at me. I don't care. I love you guys, so take it for what it's worth. If I rolled across this stream, other than chatting with you wonderful people in the chat, I probably wouldn't watch it. I don't know what it is. I don't watch a whole lot of streams. I don't have time, and quite frankly, with everything going on in life, it just doesn't seem to be an important part of my life. So I watch very, very little anymore, and I surely don't go back and watch or edit my stuff. So I love you guys, appreciate you guys, and I don't know how you sit through this. I love you. Anyway, don't get too upset though. Thomas has always just been very matter of fact in the comments that he makes, and so I appreciate you guys. But yeah, love you too, Thomas. Alan Thomas, Thomas Allen. It's something. The fact that I can remember any of it. Rhonda, that's the thing though. Thomas has commented on a lot of things that's been very specific in the past on different things. So, that's the only reason I didn't just ignore it. There's been times we've disagreed, but it's usually respectfully. Anyway, let me give y'all a little screen share. I'll show y'all what I'm looking at going on tomorrow. There's a website that you can go to right now called HemiSync, where you can be the hero of your own journey. It's the home to the largest online collection of content to help you relax, focus, meditate, sleep, and lead a more vibrant life. Or if you're a conspiracy theorist like I am, I read that sentence and it says, HemiSync is home to the largest online collection of content to help relax, focus, meditate, and program your brain into the life we want you to lead. That's what I read. And when I read that, I'm like, I'm going to check into this, because this is an advertisement on YouTube right now. Look, there's that beautiful eyeball in the create. Yeah. But you got your meditate, your relax, your sleep, concentrate, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, if you go on down here and you look at this stuff, you go, mediumship, elevation, celestial love, out of body, gateway experience. And I'm thinking, now wait a minute. Where have I heard about the gateway experience before? Because I knew I'd heard it before. Anyway, HemiSync, if you really follow it all down, and I'll break all this down a little more tomorrow, of course, challenge validation. Dun & Bradstreet always does this. Oh. Of course. Of course. This is Interstate Industries, DMV Business Directory. When you click to their website, it takes you to wait a minute, I didn't do that right. Website. It takes you to there. When you go to Dun & Bradstreet, so you know you're at the HemiSync, you're not at anything. Now I show you that because that lets you know you're not on offshoot, you are on their deal. Okay. Then you can find their Interstate Industries doing business as HemiSync. I'll draw that more tomorrow. Anyway, HemiSync, binaural beats. This stuff is praised a lot of times by the TIs that I see on Twitter, that I see talking about them, and it scares me to death to know that they're putting these things into their bodies intentionally, and thinking that it's doing them some good and helping them focus. I think it's actually enhancing their ability for their targeting. Let me put it this way. I'm gonna get into this more later. This is a paper that it's an analysis and assessment of the gateway process. It was done on the 9th of June 1983 by the Department of the Army. It was released for the public in 2003, so it was classified for 20 years. We'll go over this tomorrow more. And then the gateway program from the CIA reading room about Dr. Monroe when he originally started all of this. And yes, this actually will tie back into MK Ultra as well. So I'm going to leave that there for right now. That's what we'll get into tomorrow. And let's see what some of the headlines were real quick for the day before we get out of here. We looked at that one. Over the other one we have U.S. officials are tight-lipped about alleged UFO program. Of course they are. And you are closed. That is just the front page. Ain't even looking at that tonight. Giant wind turbines keep mysteriously falling over. This shouldn't be happening. You know, we shouldn't be wasting the money on wind turbines to make energy when we are just using as much oil to... Well, listen, here's the thing. Gas versus electric. You can't just cut your gas off with a switch like they can electric. No, I mean, I guess they could turn the gas off to like the whole thing, or they can come turn it off manually at your house. But like if you got a car and it's full of gas, if it's an old school ride, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, what good am I talking about? I mean, yeah, they've got the ways to shut those down too. I mean, you can hit it with like a little EMP from like an airplane, and you shut down an old point system, or you shut down computer systems, or what am I talking about? And like that technology don't exist. Anyway, wind turbines are falling over, so avoid the wind turbines. Great. NASA's X-57 electric plane will never fly. I put this up strictly because I did a video on the X-57 a long time ago when I first started doing this, and now it will never fly. It's just been built, designed, blah blah blah, and now it is being thrown to the wayside for some new project. Thank you, NASA, for wasting more of our money. Secret underground community that lives in the tunnels under Las Vegas is not for the faint of heart. The secret underground community that lives out in the sticks of Mississippi ain't for everybody there, right? Bird flu, the next pandemic, from the Washington Examiner. That was on June the 24th. That was something I was going to tell you all about last week, I guess. German doctors are attempting to reverse death and resurrect humans. What could go wrong? These are your mainstream headlines. Now, solar storms cause a terrifying record-breaking statistic for Earth. This was on June 23, and the solar maximum could hit us harder and sooner than we thought. How dangerous will the sun's chaotic peak be? There are some crazy things I have saved on those maps to show y'all tomorrow for the solar. We do have a lot of solar crazy things happening, and that takes care of those, and I can shut those away. Alright, and then maybe I'll come up with some other new stuff tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. So, anybody got any prayer requests? Going back and check that. We met a real nice couple from Mississippi today up at Cedar Point. They were really nice and from northern Mississippi. Yep. We got our share. Not always that way though. The CDC is listed on Dun and Bradstreet. I don't know about that. I'll have to look that up. That'd be for fun. Alright, I have some friends of mine. I want y'all to remember in prayer. They're dealing with a lot of the same pains we are, and they mean a lot to me, so I just want y'all to remember those. Remember my friends and my neighbor. She's been renting the house next door to us. Y'all remember the little girl I talked about one time, Lola? The neighbor has been renting, and now they're going to think with the prices of houses, they think they can get more for it, and if they go ahead and sell it, and I don't think she's going to be able to buy it, so she's going to have to move. And that really sucks, because it's very rare that we find neighbors that my wife is friends with and gets along with well, and then me too. And right now we have one on each side, and so that sucks. Y'all can remember me on that. And I've really quite fallen in love with her little girl. I never had a daughter, so with just being her and her little girl, I sit in the backyard sometimes, watch her doing her gymnastics, and play some things with her. So my boys are old enough; they don't really care to do nothing with daddy unless something's broken, needs fixing, or they need some money. You know what I mean? My oldest one spends all day with me working, and my youngest one spends all day at the water park with his girlfriend. So, Tom said, prayer for request for Matthew, who is a pure blood, just had a blood transfusion. Absolutely. All right, guys. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I stayed up late. This is late for me. So I'm usually in bed by like 8:30 Central every night. So, all right, guys. I love y'all. So here we go. Father, we thank you for allowing us to come together tonight. We thank you for allowing everything to run so great. We ask you to keep your hand on everyone, but to keep the Holy Spirit with us, to give us the strength that we need to get up tomorrow, do the things that we need to do. We ask you to just give us the strength to help keep our mentalities where they need to be in this time, to know that you're actually the one in control, and that your hand of protection is over all of us that are asking for it. Father, I pray that you'll give us that full armor that we need daily, that you will just shod us and cover us with all of the protection that you provide, and give us the ability to speak the mysteries of the gospel as is intended. Father, I ask you to be and hear all these requests that come. I ask you to know the list that we have, to hear the ones in the chat, to be with Matthew, Father, to be with any of the others that are typed in. My friends here, my neighbor here, Father, and all of the ones that are just that are listed, and the ones that have lost loved ones. So many that I hear lately and hear their stories, Father. I pray that you send the Holy Spirit to be with them, to give them that comfort, to give them that peace, to just help them to deal with everything that's going on right now. I ask you to continue to do that with Shelley, to send her the help that she needs right now, Father. Father, I ask you to give us all the strength to not just dodge those fiery darts that the devil throws our direction, but to be able to grab them, pick them up, and throw them back at him, and to stand up in the face of the fear, to stand up in the face of all that's thrown at us, and to know that in the end, this ultimate victory, it will be ours, because all of the glory will go to your kingdom anyway. We thank you for your Son that you sent to die on that cross, and that was resurrected under your power, so that we could be saved. It's in his precious name that we pray. All right, everybody. That's it. Oh, now I'm going to get my old decrepit back up, see if I can stretch out, and be glad that I actually came on a Saturday and got some of this stuff out of the way, because it always builds up, and there's some stuff I don't talk about, and I don't know if it's worth talking about or not, but I like getting it off my chest. So there we go. I love you guys. I appreciate you all. Love God. Love your neighbor. Love yourself. Keep your eyes to the skies, and armor up. It's time to rise. We gotta do whatever we gotta do, and just make sure we do what we can to help those around us as well. So let me see here. Let me get my bifocals kicking there for a minute. Captain Tom, Rhonda, Repent, Love Pugs, Barb in Ohio, Tab, good night, Betty R, Kirk Merlot, Rhonda, The Watchman, Tab P, Betty R, good night. I love all you guys. I'm out. Ending the stream right after we do the outro. Good night, everybody.